At first I thought Tank was just going to beat him in like 5 or 6 rounds. I don't know. We have to see now. I got caught up with the hype.
Hopefully I could get that rematch because I know what I can do.
Left wondering, are we going to get a rematch with this? Which I wouldn't hate, but I don't know if there's like a big demand for it.
Boxing icon Mike Tyson advised Gervonta Davis to reconsider a rematch with Lamont Roach. Tyson acknowledged Davis's strength as a fighter, but emphasized that Roach is a tough opponent who can present serious challenges in the ring.
I think Gervonta Davis is probably the greatest fighter around now, but he's got a tough fight coming up. You know, he's the top dog. There's no doubt about it. He showed that.
When asked about any similarities between himself and Gervonta Davis, Mike Tyson humorously stated that their only commonality might be their legal issues. He quickly dismissed the idea of them being alike, pointing out that, aside from their legal troubles, their boxing styles and careers are completely different. Tyson's comment underlines his belief that each boxer has had a unique journey in the sport.
Davis, a lot of people say he reminds you of them. Does he remind you of yourself?
I don't know.
Thank you.
I don't know. Maybe just getting in trouble with the law. Other than that, no.
Gervonta Davis responded to comparisons with Mike Tyson, showing respect for Tyson's legendary power and skills. However, Davis confidently stated that he possesses the whole package, meaning he offers more as a fighter. This shows Davis's belief in his complete skill set and his assurance that he brings more to the table than just knockout ability.
I don't really be trying. I like to hit the face.
What was Mike Tyson?
He was a brawler.
Brawl means more than one person. So he knocked people out real quick. You knock people out real quick.
Yeah, but I can knock you out like.
So you saying that you can knock him out faster than Mike Tyson, probably, if it was a challenge?
Mike Tyson got power and skills. I feel as though like I have like the whole package.
Following his controversial draw with Lamont Roach, Gervonta Davis made it clear that he wants a rematch. He feels that facing Roach again would give him the chance to prove his true capabilities, suggesting the first fight didn't fully show what he is capable of. His strong desire for a second fight reflects his determination to prove his worth in the lightweight category.
But didn't get what the decision I want, but we didn't get a loss either, so I felt like I won it, you know, the last couple rounds, so it's cool. Lamont is a great fighter. Hopefully I could get that rematch because I know what I can do in a fight, but it's cool.
Okay, questions?
Okay.
Some critics argue that Gervonta Davis might try to avoid a rematch with Lamont Roach, claiming he has a pattern of not taking on the toughest opponents, for instance. They point out that he never fought Ryan Garcia in a rematch, casting doubt on whether Davis is willing to take risks against top challengers. This raises questions about Davis's willingness to risk his reputation and undefeated record.
We will never see that fight happen again. It just will not happen. Gervonta Tank Davis doesn't like hard fights. It's that simple. We've seen it over and over. He fought a Ryan Garcia drained. He fought a very inexperienced Rolly Romero. He will not fight Devin Haney. He will not fight Shakur. He will not fight Pitbull Cruz again. He will not fight Lamont Roach again. He will not fight Tefimo. He will not fight, he will not fight those guys. That's just not who Tank is.
Gervonta Davis voiced his opinion, saying that Mike Tyson could tarnish his own legacy by participating in exhibition matches with internet celebrities like Jake Paul.
Tell us, exactly why it's found on that.
Why wouldn't you even want to fight him? And who told Mike Tyson to fight anyway?
Do you think that it might have tarnished Mike's legacy in a way?
Yeah, they did. They definitely did.
John, let's talk about.
What's next for you? Hypothetically, if you are retiring, what's next for you? Are you going to be doing entrepreneurial stuff, training? Where can we see Tank in the next 3 to 5?
Yeah, I'd probably be more building my real estate portfolio and just trying to separate myself from the limelight.
You feel like it's harder to find a fight like you wanted years ago now that these guys are avoiding you now?
Bro, I don't even think about that stuff like that.
What good skills?
Me and fighters y'all fail to realize, me and fighters are different. We're way different. I don't look at it. I don't care about belts and I don't care about that stuff. I don't care about none of that.
You worry about taking out the competition?
Yeah, I worry about getting my money and getting out.
Mike Tyson has spoken highly of Gervonta Davis, praising his immense talent and potential. Tyson believes that with the right choices and continued hard work, Davis could achieve boxing legend status. However, Tyson also warned that Davis must Be careful with his decisions both in and out of the ring. This advice shows Tyson's belief in Davis's potential while recognizing the risks that could slow his progress.
I don't really be trying. I like to hit the face.
What was Mike Tyson?
He was a brawler.
Brawl means more than one person. So he knocked people out real quick. You knock people out real quick.
Yeah, but I can knock you out like.
So you saying that you can knock him out faster than Mike Tyson, probably, if it was a challenge?
Mike Tyson got power and skills. I feel as though like I have like the whole package.
The fight between Lamont Roach and Gervonta Davis was different from Davis's typical matchups, where he often wins via knockout. This time, Roach demonstrated impressive skills and toughness, going the full 12 rounds and resulting in a controversial draw. The outcome highlighted Roach's strength and raised concerns about Davis's performance against top-tier fighters.
Was Lamont Roach robbed in this fight? What do y'all think? We're seeing a lot of the comments. People seem to think he was. He did outland Tank Davis. But was it by enough to get that decision? What do you think? Here's one of the punches he threw at Tank Davis right here. You can see the effect. Tank Davis did not look like normal Tank Davis tonight. You could see Lamont applying the pressure all night, especially around that 6th round area where you usually see Tank Davis take off. I'll tell you what, it's one of the first fights I've paid for that we got our money's worth. What an ending, you know. So a majority draw was the decision. But what do y'all think, guys? Do you think Lamont got cheated out of this decision, or do you think the right call was a draw? It was a wild night. And then the knee, right? The knee was bizarre. Why did Gervonta Davis take a knee? That was strange to me. It came out of nowhere. He said it had something to do with something in his hair or whatnot. That was weird. Lamont thinks he won the fight. I think we're definitely going to get a rematch, but I want to ask the people out there, what do you think? Was Lamont robbed tonight? Let me know in the comments.
Devin Haney, another leading lightweight, shared his thoughts on the Roach versus Davis fight. Haney mentioned that he always believed Roach had great skill and felt that Roach deserved the victory. His comments contribute to the ongoing debate about the fight's outcome and show that Roach has earned recognition from other boxers in the division.
Finally, I wanted to get your thoughts on the Gervonta Tank Davis situation. What was your assessment on his fight against Lamont Roach, and what are your thoughts on the knockdown that wasn't called in round 9?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good fight overall. Lamont, I always knew Lamont was, you know, he wasn't coming to lay down. I've been knowing Lamont since we was kids, so we came up in amateurs together. So I knew Lamont was serious. He was coming in there to fight, but he did a lot better than I thought he would, and I thought he won the fight personally. Yeah, the no knockdown, that was like unheard of. It was the first time I've ever seen it with my own 2 eyes, and yeah.
The controversial draw between Roach and Davis with disputed decisions and a surprising result has led to widespread calls for a rematch. Fans, analysts, and fighters alike are eager for a second bout to decisively determine the superior boxer. The controversy surrounding the first fight has made the potential rematch one of the most eagerly anticipated in boxing.
Yo, fight fans, did you catch that Gervonta Tank Davis versus Lamont Roach bout? Talk about controversy. The judges called it a draw. But let's be real, a lot of people think Roach got robbed. Both fighters brought their A game, showing off some serious skills in the ring. Roach was on fire, landing clean shots and outworking Tank in several rounds. But Tank had his moments too, showcasing that explosive power we all know. But Tank going on one knee or being wobbled didn't swing it toward Roach. I don't know about that, but either way, now everyone's buzzing about an upcoming rematch. I mean, who wouldn't want to see these two go at it again? What's your take? Did Roach deserve the W, or was the draw fair? Drop your thoughts below and let's break down this fight.
Boxing analyst Luke Thomas has suggested that Gervonta Davis might be considering retirement after completing the final 3 fights of his contract. If true, this could mean that a rematch with Lamont Roach might not occur. Fans are now left wondering if they will ever see a second bout between the two.
No call out. He doesn't do it. Now we're left wondering, are we going to get a rematch with this? Which I wouldn't hate, but I don't know if there's like a big demand for it. Tank has said prior to this night that like all of this is, you know, he's got 3 fights left. This would have been one of them. So that would have been at least 2 more essentially this year if he can squeeze them in. He said it was supposed to be against Tank and Shakur Stevenson. Where are we with that now? What does this do to that? I genuinely don't know how to answer that question. I really don't. I don't know what PBC is going to. Dude, PBC has had a bit of a rough run of it. I want to be very clear. I'm not trying to pile on their difficulties, but like they lost Canelo or whatever the fuck Canelo's doing. Then they still have Gervonta. He's still a big star. I'm sure this sold well. And again, it sold well at the gate. So that's still great. But they're hoping to like build off of this. They didn't get it. They were trying to get something going with Tim Tszyu. That bottomed out last year. They wanted to get Errol Spence going. That didn't work.
Many are skeptical that Gervonta Davis will follow through with the rematch against Lamont Roach, especially with more lucrative fights on the horizon. Critics argue that Davis needs to prove himself by facing stronger opposition. Controversy also surrounded Davis's claim that hair gel affected his performance, but his hairstylist later revealed that his hair had been done the day before the fight, contradicting his excuse.
We gotta talk about it. So Tank officially came out and says that he wants to put this rematch as early as May. Now, if that were to happen, Lamont Roach gets a second time to prove himself. Now, in my personal opinion, his stock has already risen. He is already notable. The fact that he went toe-to-toe with Tank on a decision that ended in a draw, whether he loses this second fight or not won't even matter. Because he's directly in line to go against the Keyshawn Davis, the Shakur Stevensons, and etc., the Devin Haney's, and etc. I can see him moving up and going against a Devin Haney or Ryan Garcia or somebody like that. So many people to fight. Lamont Roach has definitely proven himself. But let's talk about something else. And that is the hairstylist situation. In my humble opinion, I believe she should have been quiet. As a hairstylist, there was nothing for you to say. No fan in boxing was gonna look at them like, I don't want her to braid my hair. No one would have said that. But she hurt herself when she came out and publicly made multiple claims, got all these receipts that no one needed, no one asked for, saying, oh, this had no grease or oil in it. No one cares. Nobody even believes it. Sometimes it's best to remain quiet. But you guys let me know in the comments. Should she have remained quiet, or should she did what she did, which is spoke up? You let me know.
George Kambosos didn't hold back when discussing Gervonta Davis's recent fight against Lamont Roach. Kambosos praised Roach's performance, highlighting his great skill and resilience. He was particularly impressed by how Roach was able to surprise Tank, something very few opponents have managed to do.
Make of that fight on the weekend, what'd you make of the controversy in that one?
Look, I had just finished my recovery session, so I was pretty docile and relaxed, and then the fight, especially at the start of it, wasn't too thrilling and too action-packed, so I was starting to doze off a little bit, but I woke up a little bit more when obviously Lamont started giving him some work, and he looked good, man. I got to give respect to Lamont Roach. He proved a lot of guys wrong. I think he shocked Tank a lot with what he was able to bring, and again, we saw the controversy with the knee. To me, that's a knockdown. You can't just take a knee and decide to, go to your corner and get your face wiped. So, if that's a 10-8 round, Lamont wins the fight. So it's unfortunate, but that's the fight game. Hopefully they'll do it again and he gets paid, what he's worth.
Have you ever seen anything like that in boxing before? A guy sort of just voluntarily.
We've seen Floyd take a knee and be put on the count. We've seen Miguel Cotto, take a knee, obviously into his corner, be put on the count.
Despite the controversy, Gervonta Tank Davis now seems more focused than ever. Reports suggest that he has reconsidered retirement and is now determined to secure a rematch with Roach. Fans and analysts alike have noticed a shift in his attitude, as he appears more driven to step back into the ring and prove himself. Tank's decision to pursue the rematch signifies a major change in his career direction, showing his intent to reclaim his dominance.
It looks like Tank was not playing about this rematch, man. He's looking to probably get back in the ring with Roach by the end of May. And as far as that retirement stuff, it looks like that's out the window as well.
Course of your plans for your future?
Yeah, it definitely changed my plans. It definitely changed my plans. I probably got like 4 more fights now. For sure.
But I'm going to be honest with y'all, man. As much as, we hate the fact that he had a draw, I think this was the best thing for Tank. You could just kind of see, even in the press conferences and everything like that, he was kind of forcing himself to be interested. And I only know one person that can bring his interest back. Calvin is the key, man. Calvin has known Tank since he was a child. Nobody knows Tank more than Cal, man. He's the only person that I believe that can bring the best out of Tank. But what do y'all think, man? What do you think Tank needs to do differently in his next fight so he can get back to doing stuff like this, man, at the end of his fights? Comment down below.
Boxing analyst Showbiz, the adult, made a bold prediction about the upcoming rematch, saying Lamont Roach would knock out Gervonta Davis in their second bout. He argued that Roach had already proven his ability to go the full 12 rounds with Tank, something few fighters have managed. Showbiz believes Roach will be even more prepared this time, ensuring the fight won't be decided by the judges. He also dismissed Tank's previous excuse about grease in his eyes, claiming there will be no distractions in the rematch.
Got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? That is it. Lamont, please say that in the second fight. Any questions? You got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, you got any grease in your hair tonight, Tank? Like, hey, bruh, be on that. Because here's the thing. He never hurt Roach. Roach just waited. And Roach was squared up and turned sideways. And I'm like, oh my God. I didn't think he had that. He was like, I'm like, oh my. And then he just sitting there like, you can't. I know what you're going to do because I've trained with you since we were kids. Tarver beat Roy, but he knew Roy since amateurs. Roy said he never liked fighting sparring partners because they know you so well. I should have listened to Roach.
While many believe Roach may have the advantage, boxing experts have analyzed what Tank needs to do to win the rematch. A common opinion is that the main issue in Tank's first fight was his lack of focus. Even his own coach admitted that concentration was missing from his performance. If a rematch happens, Tank must stay focused from the first round to the last. His natural power and talent are undeniable, but without improving his strategy and focus, he could face serious challenges in the second fight with Roach.
WBA set to order the Tank vs. Roach rematch next. Who would I pick in the second fight? Well, the short answer is Tank. In rounds 4 to 6, when Tank was the one leading the dance, he was a lot more effective. You know, with the straight left hand, the body shot combinations, he wasn't just sitting up against the ropes like the first few rounds. He also kept landing the straight left hand, you know, sometimes doubling up on that left hand, and Roach would have an issue with the timing. He would then mix up the combinations to the body and then up top with the hook to the head. I thought Tank was going to swing the momentum in these 3 rounds, but then he started waiting again in the second half of the fight. And if Tank wants to make the rematch a high-paced war on the inside, he's going to get the better of Roach. You know, left hook up top, you know, good head movement, uppercut to the body. Again, left hand there by Tank, another left hand right hook. I thought he was doing a lot better when exchanging. I mean, the issue with Tank, and not just this fight, but in general, is he always takes the first few rounds off. You know, he puts himself into a hole, relies on the big shot landing to win him the fight. So in a rematch, if he can impose himself on the front foot early, you know, land the power shots, especially the left hands and the body shots, I think he can slowly wear Roach down and potentially find a stoppage.
Before facing Roach in a rematch, Tank is reportedly planning to fight another opponent first. This decision has generated mixed reactions from fans and analysts. Some believe he wants to regain his confidence before tackling Roach again, while others feel he's simply delaying what could be a tough fight.
He had a cut, you know, busted lip. Rest in peace to Rafael Garcia. Did a great job with that cut. People say, oh, look, Floyd got a busted lip. He lost to Maidana. Rematch beat him even easier. So hopefully Tank does rematch Lamont Roach and we get that. He said that he might fight someone else before that, but hopefully we get at some point a Lamont Roach fight in the near future. You know what I mean? But you guys have to learn how to score a fight. People, and it's always people, because there's nothing like big league, big star boxing. It's just different. UFC, all that stuff is different. There's nothing that can compare to big boxing and big boxing events, period, on that bright stage. So everybody, you start seeing the influx of people who opine on boxing.
The rivalry between Tank Davis and Lamont Roach has not faded since their first fight. The two continue to argue on social media about the rematch and the outcome of their first bout. They've exchanged heated words online, with Roach claiming he should have won and Tank defending his performance.
He like, forget that, let me take a knee. That's a knockdown. But either way, it looked like they may have an immediate rematch. Roach and Gervonta Tank Davis goes back and forth on X, and here's what they say. Which is, it seems to me that, okay, if the New York State Athletic Commission overturns the result of the fight, then yeah, it's an immediate rematch anyway. Like Lamont Roach said, you know, he has it in the contract. But if it remains a draw, it looks like Tank's still going to push for the rematch.
And I'm hearing that, the fight that they were going to have, which would delay this rematch, was a fight with Pitbull. You could argue that a rematch with Lamont Roach would be far bigger than a rematch with Pitbull. But let me know how you feel in the comments below. Showbiz adult.